Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's story, well, it's one that's been swirling around in my head for months, and I finally feel ready to share it. It's a story about a moment, a single terrifying, life-altering moment, when everything changed. We're diving deep into Caught Red-Handed, the moment that changed everything. This isn't just some juicy gossip, guys. This is about betrayal, about facing the consequences of your actions, and ultimately, about the incredible power of forgiveness, or the agonizing struggle to find it. It's a story that will leave you breathless, maybe even a little uncomfortable, but I promise, it's a story worth hearing. Because what happened that day, that single moment, it completely reshaped my life, and the lives of everyone involved. And I believe it holds a powerful lesson for all of us. We'll start by painting the picture. The weeks leading up to it, the seemingly normal days that hid a dark secret, the relationships that were on the verge of shattering. You'll meet the key players, the people whose lives intertwined in a way no one could have predicted. I'll tell you about the trust, the unspoken agreements, the simmering tension that hung in the air like a storm cloud, just waiting to break. Get ready, because what comes next is going to blow your mind. This is just the beginning. The caught red-handed moment is coming, and it's going to be intense. Stay tuned. So we've just set the stage, hinted at the explosive moment about to unfold. Now let's dive into the heart of the matter. This next part is crucial because it's all about the build-up, the slow burn before the firestorm hits. Imagine this. It's a seemingly ordinary Tuesday afternoon. The sun streams through the window of Sarah's cozy apartment, a stark contrast to the storm brewing inside her. She's anxiously awaiting a phone call, her fingers drumming a nervous rhythm on the worn wooden table. This call she knows could change everything. Let's meet Sarah, bright, ambitious, a little naive perhaps. And then there's Mark, her boyfriend of 2 years, charming, successful, but harboring a secret that's about to shatter their seemingly perfect relationship. Their relationship on the surface was picture perfect. Instagram-worthy dates, weekend getaways, whispered secrets shared under starry skies. But beneath the surface, a subtle undercurrent of distrust had been simmering for weeks. Small inconsistencies, unexplained absences, late-night texts from an unknown number. Tiny cracks in the foundation of their love story. Sarah, usually optimistic, found herself consumed by doubt. Her intuition, that nagging feeling in the pit of her stomach, was screaming at her. She couldn't ignore it anymore. The atmosphere is thick with unspoken tension. We see Sarah's apartment, her meticulously organized space, now reflecting the chaos in her heart. A half-finished cup of coffee sits cold on the table, a testament to the hours she spent pacing, replaying conversations, analyzing every detail. The ticking clock on the wall seems to mock her growing anxiety, each second stretching into an eternity. We see close-ups of Sarah's hands, trembling slightly, her knuckles white as she grips her phone. The suspense is palpable. You can almost feel the weight of the unspoken truth hanging heavy in the air. This is the calm before the storm, the quiet moment before the world explodes. This is the point where everything shifts, where the path diverges, and the future hangs precariously in the balance. Get ready, because the truth is about to be revealed. And then it happened. The air crackled. Remember how I built up the tension? Well, buckle up, because this is the moment everything changed. It was a Tuesday afternoon. The sun was streaming through the window, painting dust motes dancing in the air. Totally ordinary, totally deceptive. I was scrolling through my phone, pretending to be engrossed, while secretly, well, you'll see. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the sudden silence. It felt like time slowed. I remember the exact shade of blue of the paint on the wall, the way the sunlight caught the dust motes, a weird, almost surreal clarity. Then he walked in. His face, usually so bright and animated, was like a mask, etched with something I couldn't quite decipher. Confusion? Anger? Something much, much worse. His eyes fell on the laptop screen. My carefully constructed lie. The open document with the harmless-looking spreadsheet. It all crumbled in an instant. The freeze frame of his expression is burned into my memory. A mixture of disbelief and utter devastation. He didn't shout. He didn't scream. He just stared. The silence stretched heavy and suffocating. Then his hand moved slow and deliberate, reaching for the laptop. He didn't even need to look closer. He knew. And there it was, plain as day. The email. The deleted messages. The whole meticulously crafted deception laid bare. It wasn't just a small mistake. It was a mountain of lies, a carefully constructed facade built on secrets and deceit. And in that moment, it all came crashing down. The images on screen, the proof, slammed into me like a physical blow. Everything I'd worked so hard to build, all the trust and intimacy, shattered into a million pieces. The visual of that email, the subject line still haunts me to this day. The stark, cold reality of my actions hit me with full force. My carefully constructed world was in ruins. The silence was broken only by the rapid thudding of my own heart. A frantic drum solo playing out the soundtrack to my complete and utter downfall. That moment, that was the point of no return. The moment I knew everything had irrevocably changed. The air crackles. Silence, thick and heavy, hangs in the space where just seconds ago, laughter and easy conversation filled the room. The stunned silence is broken only by the ragged gasps of Sarah, her face pale, eyes wide with a mixture of disbelief and utter devastation. This isn't the happy ending she envisioned. We see Mark's reaction. A flinch, a slight turn away, his hands instinctively going to his pockets. His usually confident posture collapses, replaced by a shameful slump. The carefully constructed facade he'd maintained crumbles before our eyes, revealing a raw vulnerability that's both shocking and heartbreaking. The initial accusations are harsh, raw, fueled by the betrayal and pain. Words fly between them, sharp and cutting, each syllable carrying the weight of shattered trust. It's a chaotic, messy explosion of emotion, anger, hurt, confusion swirling together in a whirlwind of accusations and denials. Their friends, initially frozen in shock, start to react. Some try to intervene, their voices strained with concern and a desperate attempt to mediate. Others look away, unable to bear witness to this painful unraveling of a relationship. The room is alive with tension, the air thick with unspoken questions and unanswered accusations. This isn't just about a secret. It's about the bedrock of their friendship, their shared history, crumbling around them. The immediate consequences are tangible. A phone call is made, a tearful goodbye, the sharp sting of realization that nothing will ever be the same. We see the visible signs of the fallout. A hastily packed bag, a hurried exit, the lingering silence that speaks volumes. This is the raw, unfiltered aftermath. The moment everything changed forever. This isn't just a story about being caught red-handed. It's about the ripple effect of that moment. The shattering consequences that unfold in the immediate aftermath. The beginning of a long, painful journey towards healing, or perhaps a final goodbye. So the immediate aftermath was a whirlwind. Raw emotion, accusations flying, it was chaos. But the real story, the one that truly unfolded over the months and years that followed, is far more complex. This wasn't just about that one moment, that one terrible discovery. It was about the ripple effect, the seismic shift it caused in everyone's lives. My relationship with Liam? Gone. Completely shattered. Not just because of the betrayal, but because of the way we both handled it afterwards. The initial anger, the hurt, the desperate attempts at reconciliation, it was all so raw, so painful. Looking back, I see we both needed time, space to process everything. We didn't get that at first, and it fueled more resentment. It wasn't just a romantic relationship ending. It was the unraveling of a deep friendship, a shared history. For Liam, the consequences were even more profound. He lost my trust, obviously, but also the respect of several friends. He had to confront the consequences of his actions, not just with me, but with himself. He spent a long time grappling with his guilt and figuring out who he really was underneath all the lies. He started therapy, and it was a hard road for him. But I think he's a better person now, even if our paths diverged. My own journey was equally transformative. It forced me to confront my own vulnerabilities, my own insecurities that had maybe made me blind to some warning signs. The experience made me stronger, more self-aware. I learned to trust my instincts more, to set clearer boundaries, and to value my own self-worth above all else. I learned to forgive, not just him but also myself. Letting go of the anger and bitterness was a slow, painful process, but crucial for my healing. Even my family was affected. The initial shock, the worry about me, the discussions around trust and relationships. It altered our dynamics, too. It brought us closer in some ways, while also highlighting some underlying tensions we'd never fully addressed. It wasn't easy, and honestly, there are still moments when the memory of that day hits me like a punch to the gut. But this experience, as awful as it was, shaped me. It taught me the importance of honesty, accountability, and the resilience of the human spirit. It taught me that even from the darkest of moments, growth and understanding can emerge. The scars remain, but they're a reminder of my strength, not my weakness. They're a part of the story, not the whole of it. So looking back, the aftermath was brutal. The silence, the strained conversations, the avoidance. It was a heavy blanket smothering everything. But amidst the wreckage, something started to grow. It wasn't easy, not at all. It wasn't some neat, packaged lesson learned in a self-help book. This was messy, raw, and real. First, trust. Or rather, the shattering of it. It wasn't just about the specific betrayal. It was about the erosion of trust in myself, in my own judgment. I questioned everything I thought I knew about relationships, about loyalty, about the people I considered closest to me. Rebuilding that trust, both in others and myself, was a long, painstaking process. It involved honest self-reflection, admitting my own flaws, and slowly, cautiously, allowing myself to be vulnerable again. It wasn't a switch that flipped. It was a gradual thawing. Accountability is another massive piece of this. I had to own my actions, not just admit them, but own them. The impact, the hurt, the consequences. There were no shortcuts, no excuses that could truly erase what happened. It was about taking responsibility, not just for the initial act, but for the fallout, for the pain I caused. And that was by far the most difficult part. The truth hurts, and facing the reality of my actions was excruciating. Forgiveness, oh boy, forgiveness. That's a whole other level. Forgiving myself was a monumental task, a daily battle against self-criticism and regret. It wasn't about letting myself off the hook. It was about acknowledging the hurt, accepting responsibility, and choosing to move forward, not dwell in the past. Forgiving others, that took even longer. It meant understanding their perspectives, even if I didn't agree with them, and recognizing that everyone makes mistakes. It didn't erase the pain, but it freed me from the bitterness that was slowly poisoning me. And finally, personal growth. This whole experience, as devastating as it was, forced me to confront aspects of myself I'd rather have ignored. It unearthed deep-seated insecurities and forced me to work through them, not in a quick-fix, self-help kind of way, but through the slow, painful process of healing. I learned about resilience, about the strength I didn't know I possessed, about the importance of self-compassion and setting boundaries. The person I am today is undeniably shaped by that moment, scarred, yes, but also stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. It was a crucible, and I emerged transformed, though the scars remain a reminder of the journey. It wasn't pretty, but it was transformative. And that ultimately is the lesson. So we've journeyed through this roller coaster of a story, haven't we? From the tense build-up to the shocking reveal, the aftermath, and the long, hard road to recovery. Remember that gut-wrenching moment when everything changed? The feeling of exposure, the raw emotion hanging in the air? That's what we're taking away from this. It wasn't just about the lie, or the betrayal, or even the consequences that followed. Although those were undeniably significant. It was about the transformation. This wasn't just a caught red-handed moment. It was a catalyst. A crucible that forged something new from the ashes of what was. Think about it. The shattered trust, the broken relationships. Those were painful realities, but they forced a reckoning. A confrontation not just with the other person, but with ourselves, with our own flaws and vulnerabilities. We saw how difficult it was to rebuild, how much effort it takes to repair the damage, to earn back trust, and to truly understand the weight of our actions. The lessons here aren't simple platitudes. There's no easy fix, no magic formula for instant forgiveness. But there is a path forward, a path paved with honesty, accountability, and a willingness to learn and grow. We saw the struggles, the tears, the moments of doubt. but also the incredible resilience, the capacity for forgiveness, and the ultimate power of transformation. It's a testament to the human spirit, its ability to overcome adversity, to learn from mistakes, and to emerge stronger on the other side. This story isn't just about one person's experience. It's a reminder that we all make mistakes. We all face moments where we're caught off guard, where our actions have consequences we didn't anticipate. But it's what we do after that moment that truly defines us. So, what are your thoughts? Has a caught red-handed moment ever changed your life? What did you learn from it? Share your stories in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's learn from each other's experiences and show that even from the most difficult of situations, growth and understanding can blossom. Let's talk.